Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursaleen, Sayyidina wa Nabiyyina wa Maulana Muhammadin sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We have been discussing characters of the seerah of our Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he came to this dunya to perfect character. And one of the character traits I want to speak today, inshallah, is the trait of hasad, envy, malicious envy. May Allah protect us from it. This envy, this hasad, is a psychological state in which a person wishes to deprive a ni'mah, a blessing, a talent or merits possessed by the one whom one envies. May Allah protect us. The danger in envy arises when someone begins to realize that they are incapable of surpassing the person they are envious of. People begin to wish that whatever trait they are envious of is taken away from that person who possesses it. Astaghfirullah. This is a dangerous, a terrible, a shameful, and a very damaging trait of human morals, which sits behind many causes of disputes, local, family, international, and lots of disturbances and killings in this world. Never ever wish for someone else's blessings to be taken away from them because you can't achieve them. You shall forever suffer in grief and in pain and anguish, while the one whom you envy is in a state of happiness and bliss. Isn't that the reality? You are sitting with a dhikr, don't like him, don't do that. He couldn't care two hoots. Not worried about you. You are, what's happened to you? Your sins are eating up and you give it to him or her. Ya Allah, be careful. Ya Allah. In the hereafter, as well, your envy, your hasad will benefit the one whom you envy. Especially if it results in backbiting, slandering, as your good deeds will be assigned to the one whom you envy, and your deeds will be nullified. Allah protect, wallahi. And Allah orders the believers to seek refuge from the evil of the envious person and envy in general. When he says, Bismillah, A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدَ, and seek refuge also from the evil of the envier when he envies. It's also a very spiritual. We'll speak a little bit later on that. Our Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, do not envy one another. Do not hate one another. Do not turn your backs onto one another in discontent, in other words. But be servants of Allah as brothers. When we say brothers, we obviously mean sisters, brotherhood, the ukhuwah of humanity. This is what we are talking about. And Nabi also says, indeed, envy eats up good deeds just as fire consumes firewood. Yeah. And there are many stories, or a few stories in the Holy Quran that highlight the dangers and evils of hasad. And jealousy or hasad can turn a good person into an evil person, just as it happened to Iblis or Shaitan. Okay? When Allah ordered the Malaikat and Iblis to make sujood to Adam in respect and honor, but Iblis directly refused the order of Allah because he was jealous. That's where the hasad envy starts, of the status and position Allah has given to Adam alayhi salam. And Iblis said to Allah, قَالَ أَرَأَيْتَكَ هَذَا الَّذِي كَرَّمْتَ عَلَيْهِ. Iblis says, do you see this one whom you have honored above me? I'm giving expression to this ayah. This is exactly what he said, what the ayah says. And then look what he says. لَإِنْ أَخَرْتَنِي إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ لَأَخْتَنِكَنَّ ذُرِّيَّتَهُ إِلَّا قَلِيلٌ. If you give me a respite, O Allah, until the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, I will surely destroy his descendants except for a few. Look at that. Look at the promise Shaitan has made. So beware of our enemy Shaitan. Iblis will always be there. So when we read the story of Nabi Yusuf alayhi salam, we realize envy also comes into families. And nobody is hasad. I can see some people are shaking heads now. You know, when it comes to, I'm not going to point to who it is, but yeah. In Yusuf alayhi salam's case, subhanallah, how he blinded the brothers, how it snatches away the mercy from the hearts, and how it drives its possessor to inflict terrible physical pain on the envied person. إِذْ قَالُوا لِيُوسُفَ وَأَخُوهُ أَحَبُّ إِلَيَّ أَبِينَا مِنَّا وَنَحْنُ أُصْبَةٌ إِنَّ أَبَانَا لَفِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ. When they, the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam, said, Yusuf and his brother are more beloved to our father than we, even though we are all his offspring. Look at the logic he's trying to do. And indeed, our father is clearly wrong. So, what do they say? اقتلوا يوسف أو اطرحوا أرضا يخل لكم وجه أبيكم وتكونوا من بعده قوما صالحين. Kill Yusuf, astaghfirullah, or cast him out to another land, and the attention of your father will then be accessible to you, and you will be after that the righteous people. Look at the logic. The Hassan person, brothers are saying that. Then of course there's another story of Habil and Qabil, Nabi Adam alayhi salam's two sons. They were ordered to do a sacrifice, an offering to Allah, and Allah only accepted Habil. Abel and Cain, as we know in English. So what happened? Ya Allah, Allah, he killed him. Literally, he killed his brother. And look, قَالَ لَأَقْتُلَنَّكَ. He's telling his brother, I will kill you. I will kill you. And he says, I won't interfere. I won't retaliate like that. His brother said, I won't retaliate like that. SubhanAllah, it's a long story. But we have to look at what are the causes of hasad and envy. Individualism. I am the guy, I am the man, I'm the woman. You know, I am that. Oh. And materialism has immense negative effects on morality. Especially. And when we look at others, what they have and what we don't, an evil side of the human condition manifests. And modern society especially serves as a breeding ground for this condition, envy. Especially, generations are growing up these days under the influence of social media. And these platforms, unfortunately, also encourage users to compare their lives to others. And they gravitate towards a sensually self-indulgent lifestyle and pursuit with more zeal and material goals. Because you want to emulate Hollywood and Bollywood and these kind of astaghfirullah. Why don't you emulate Ahlul Bayt? Emulate Sayyidina Fatima, Sayyidina Zainab, Sayyidina Hassan, Sayyidina Hussein. The ultimate, why did we emulate Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? More studies have shown that when materialistic goals continue to be the central factor of someone's life, levels of depression sets in. I mean, if you look around, people are depressed. And of course, I'm dealing with this and I have to pass them on to the experts. They first come to imams, Imam, I think there's a gene in me, can you just blow him away? I said, no, you first go see the medical side. You might be even bipolar or schizophrenia, and sometimes it's a chemical. Every time you blame the jinn, out of the jinn. So be careful. Modern Western culture undermines and even reverses traditional or our universal values. Individuals are encouraged to make themselves the center of their moral universe and to assess everything from personal relationships to paying taxes in terms of what's in it for me. What can I get out of this? All about me, Allah. And this promotes a preoccupation with personal expectations that keep rising and with wants that are never satisfied because the new ones keep being created. Almost of all the causes of hasad are the products of a feeling of inferiority complex and dejectedness. So when a person perceives others to be more perfect than himself or herself, a feeling of inferiority seizes that person, which with the help of external factors and inner propensities generates the feeling of hasad, envy in his heart. Somebody said so lovely, beautifully, the root of envy is actually ignorance. Ignorance of this truth, that all blessings comes in pairs. With every blessing, there is a test. You envy someone for their blessing, but you don't see the test. Isn't that true? And we spoke about some time ago. We are all tested. We will always be tested. وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَالنَّقْصِ وَالْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ. Allah says in the Quran, and most certainly you will be tested with every kind of fear, depression, loss of wealth, loss of life, and all sorts of things. Yeah. And then Allah says, وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. That is part of it. That is the cure. But we haven't got sabr anymore. We just want it. What are the cures of the envy? Well, I was going to say, maybe you must go to the Malays, like we say, the Quack House, book yourself in there. Go to the experts in the medical field. They can give you the tools. But more so, go and sit by the feet of your Shaykh al-Tariqah, your Murshid, because they are ones who've gone through the process of tazkiyatun nafs by their Shaykh, by their Shaykh, and by their Shaykh. So they can identify those characters within you and they will train you, wallahi. They will train you. If you are stingy, they will tell you, give sadaqah Thursday, give sadaqah Friday, for example. They will give you simple tasks to do to get you out of those kind of currents. So sit by their feet, or sit by their experts. The important thing is we have to learn to be grateful. Allah has created us and fashioned us and given us everything that we have. If we were to count Allah's blessings, وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. If we have to count Allah's blessings, it's impossible. Really, لَا تُحْصُوهَا. Right? For us to forget the millions of blessings we have and to focus on the blessing of someone else, it's kind of shirk. It's ungrateful. Really. Whenever shaitan pushes us to be jealous of something or someone has, let us remind ourselves of the millions of blessings that we have that others do not have. Right? Say for example, I was a millionaire. Of course, niemand sê amen, hulle vergeetheid vir my. Look at that, so Hassan is not only me to be a millionaire, Allah. But to come with them to be a millionaire comes to test. If that millionaire has got a big heart and gives, then love and be jealous of that person. Oh Allah, make me like that. So that if I have that money, I can also assist my fellow human beings in Palestine.
Amen. Amen.
This is what it's all about. Ya Allah. So, because I think I've said it so many times, where Shirazi the poet says, I was complaining I didn't have a pair of shoes until I saw the person who had no feet. Isn't that so? Will you sell me your eye and your left arm for $500,000 rand? Hey, will you? Oh, nobody's saying anything. I said, probably take it. What we're trying to say is, just the eyes, priceless. You wouldn't give it to anybody. Eh? So be grateful of what you got, not what the other person has. Don't look there. Eh? And stop the comparisons. Learn. Stop the comparisons. Increase your knowledge. Recognize and embrace your own individuality. Allah has created us each different. We are all different. We need to learn to appreciate our differences within ourselves and within others. Recognize that the success of others does not take away from your own. Right? Subhanallah. Learn from the envied. Don't hate. Appreciate. Emulate. If you envy a friend for their success or happiness, then you ask him, my brother, my sister, what is your secret, man? That is the way to ask. Assist me, help me. Don't you see that person who won't assist me, help you? Ya Allah. Because this can actually deepen and foment a friendship even closer than being hasad. And if you see the person's face when he's hasad? No. I've had some experience, so don't worry. Be genuinely happy for the envied person. Really be happy for that person. Right? And be the best that you can be. Confidence and self-esteem are at the core of success and happiness. Work on improving and increasing your self-esteem and your self-confidence. And if you can't do it by yourself, go get help. Not Mufti Google. Go get help. In the medical field, in the spiritual field. We have them. The Quran is the cure for every disease. And one should read it whilst pondering over its meanings with self-reflection. Another cure, if I assist, we can do is the timeless, really, this is a timeless piece of advice from our Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He says, انظروا إلى من هو أسفل منكم ولا تنظروا إلى من هو فوقكم فإنه أجدر ألا تزدروا نعمة الله. He says, look at those who are lower than you, but do not look at those who are above you, lest you belittle the favors which Allah has put on you, said Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Envy is permitted, says Nabi alayhi salam, in two cases. Of a person whom Allah gives wealth, a lot of wealth, and he disposes of it rightfully. And of a person whom Allah has given knowledge and he applies it and teaches it. That hasad, you are Allah, dangerous, subhanAllah. But protect yourself, Ya Allah. Please protect. There is. You must teach ourselves and our children to recite all the quls before you go sleep. Ayatul Kursi, blow it in your hand, that's what Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to do. And then rub from the top of the forehead, from the head, right down over your knees. He did it right until he passed away, Nabi Alayhi Salam. This was his way. And we know that. We say, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq, min sharri ma khalaq, wa min sharri ghasiqin idha waqa, wa min sharri nafathati fil 'uqad, wa min sharri hasidin idha hasad. We rattle it off, subhanallah. Let us hear the meaning in case you've forgotten. I seek refuge with the Lord of daybreak from the evil of what he has created, and from the evil of the dark night when it penetrates, and from the evil of the blowers of men or women into knots. and from the evil of an envious one when he envies. Now see how powerful that surah is. Maybe tonight we will read it differently. Ameen. And then another one, قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. Oh Allah, I seek refuge with the sustainer of people, the sovereign of people, the God of people, from the evil of the whispering, the elusive tempter who whispers in the hearts of human beings, from all temptation to evil by invisible forces as well as by people. This is what we take for granted. So if you want azimat and ta'weez, this is what you do. This is what you recite. And this is what you blow on your children. And I'm not joking. I have worked with a few psychologists and psychiatrists to give this in the format that I've just said to you, and of course there's Bismillah al-Arqiq where there's an azimat which Jibreel alayhi salam gave to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Message was done to him. Everybody will phone me tonight. What is it? It's free. I give it to people, and I've given it to some of the psychologists and psychiatrists. I'll give you two examples because the time is up. It happened in two different cases where this small children were running with their heads into the wall. And the psychologist, psychiatrist said, "Ons kan nie meer nie. Imam is nou jou vat maar oor." I said, I gave them this. Exactly what I'm telling you, and plus the azimat Bismillah al-Arqiq wa min kulli shay'in aw 'aynin aw hasidin Allahu yashfik. That's what Jibreel gave to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And wallahi, they were cured with Allah's qudrah. Nothing to do with me. No, I didn't charge anything, don't worry. And I'm a firm believer in that. When people come to me, I don't take money for those kind of things at all. Because this must be done. So when it comes to Ya Allah, and the last one, the last gap cover protection. Bismillahilladhi la yadurru ma'asmihi shay'un fil ardi wa la fis samai wa huwa as-sami'ul 'alim. Recite it 3 times. In the name of Allah, with whose name nothing on earth or in heaven harms, and He is the all-hearing and the all-knowing. Subhanallah. May Allah protect us from this dangerous trait of envy and hasad. Please identify it. If you need help, I wish the old people were still here. If they see hasad and jealousy in you, you know how they treat you? Bah! That hasad was weg. It was cheaper too. No tablets. No going anywhere. So may Allah protect us. And please identify it in ourselves first and foremost. Try to get rid of it and see if it's in our children, grandchildren. Allah protect all of us. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. The wudu khana is open, but please bring your towels. Please keep on your masks. You know what I'm saying? Anyone who's got connection with the city council with water, you won't believe it. We hardly use water, and our bill comes to 4,000 rand. You know, we eventually changed the electricity to prepaid, and what a saving we got now. But I need somebody who's got some kind of connections with the council to come and have a look at this, because we've been monitoring, Sheikh Salahuddin and I have been monitoring every day how it goes up and things like that. And it's not an estimated reading, it's an actual reading, and there's no, what do you call it, leakage. You know, what do you call it? Yeah. You know, sometimes you have a leak or something. Nothing, man. So anybody who can assist, just give me a ring and please help. Last week I made an appeal for kufiyas, but more so I made an appeal, don't leave your sunnah behind. In the week, for those, one of the musallis here told me, after, of course, last Jumuah, after Allah went to Salam, I didn't turn around to see who's going to get up. That's not my thing. But this musalli just told me, he says, everybody sat and they perform after the fardh their sunnah. Subhanallah. You know, I'm so proud of you. Why? Because you love Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. From Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, speaking to Anas bin Malik, he says, my son, whoever revives my sunnah, he has loved me. And whoever has loved me shall be with me in Jannah. So may Allah make us that we all love His Sunnah and that we be together with Him in Jannah. Thank you. And thank you. You're doing it because of you, not of me. I'm just here to talk. And if you see me run away after the Farah Islamic Sunnah, check me, no problem. I'm not beyond that. Thank you again.